Hello, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to the Trevor Press Buttons. I really, really, really appreciate you tuning in with me today. I am so very, very, very sorry about me not publishing lately. I've just been kind of busy over the weekend. I had a wedding. I went to my friend's house. I know I published it on Friday, which of course I didn't really have enough time. So I'm so sorry that I've not published in a long time, but I'm back. Hopefully I'll be on schedule this time, especially since it's summer. Next week, I'll be able to hopefully be able to be on schedule. I am going on a trip next week, but I'll maybe do the podcast while I'm there if I got any time. But yeah, I'm so glad that y'all are going to be here today. So that's really all why I've not been publishing. I'm not going away. Don't worry. This podcast is not going away or anything. I just have not just published in a while. Oh, just want to let you know that there's a new podcast coming out um that comes out at 8, which I don't know when it will be out by the time I publish this podcast. At 8 p.m. there's a new podcast that I made called the Tech Podcast of Press Buttons. If you're someone that likes technology, then that is a podcast for you. Um so it releases at 8 o'clock, so it should be on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all that. Um, I have another podcast coming out called The Movie Goer with Press Buttons. That one is also coming out next week. So May 24th. Click on here. May 24th at 8 p.m. So that will be releasing, so make sure y'all tune into that as well. So I officially own 4 podcasts now. If y'all like gaming, of course, go check out my podcast. This is How We Press Buttons. I just published a podcast. I'll probably do another one tomorrow. I think I actually have 2 in mind, or maybe just 1. But yeah, be ready. Have a podcast tomorrow. The show press or the what's that podcast again? The tech podcast with Press Buttons is out now. So be sure y'all go and listen to it. It's gonna be a great one. Which I'm thinking it should be published by the time this is done. This podcast is published. If y'all listen to it, it's available now. Go listen to it. It's gonna be a super great podcast. So today, if y'all know who this guy is, Dabney Coleman, he died yesterday at the age of 92. That is very, very old. It looks like he died of curmudgeons. Let's see, let's look that up. Curmudgeons, because I'm not a doctor. A bad tempered person. So I'm sure we're going to learn about why he died, like how it happened and all that. So let's go ahead and read it. Actually, let's just go and show y'all like what he's done. So he's done 9 to 5. I don't really know any of these movies. So if y'all want to look at Recess, I know that show. It's on what's that show called? It's on Disney. It's on Disney Plus. So all those. I don't know any of those movies, but if you want to look at it, then yeah, go and look at that. So let's go ahead and read this. This is the website. We all like to follow along. That's the website right there. Dabney Coleman, actor who specialized in curmudgeons, dies at 92. Coleman was known for his roles in 9 to 5 and Tootsie, but despite the characters, was a reserved man who said he was shy all his life. All right. This is actually published today. What does ET stand for? Is that? Oh, Easter. So this article literally published 10 minutes ago as of right now. Or 11 now. It's pretty interesting. Okay. Um, Dabney Coleman, the mustachioed character actor who specialized in smarmy villains like the chauvinist boss in 9 to 5 and the nasty director in Tootsie, has died. He was 92. Coleman died Thursday at his home in Santa Monica. His daughter, Quincy Coleman, said in a statement to the Associated Press, she said he took his last earthly breath peacefully and exquisitely. The great Dabney Coleman literally created or defined really in a uniquely singular way, an archetype as a character actor. He was so good at what he did, it's hard to imagine movies and television of the last 40 years without him. Ben Stiller wrote on X. That's what he looks like. For 2 decades, Coleman labored in movies and TV shows as a talented, largely unnoticed performer that changed abruptly in 1976 when he cast in the incorrigibly corrupt mayor of the Hamlet and Fernwood in Mary Hartman, a satirical soap opera that was so over the top no network would touch it. Producer Norman Lee finally managed to syndicate the show, which starred Louise Lasser in the role of in the title of the role. It quickly became a cult favorite. Coleman's character, Mayor Merle Jeter, was especially popular, and his masterful comic deadpan delivery did not go overlooked by film and network executives. A 6-footer with an ample black mustache, Coleman went on to make his mark in numerous popular films, including as a stressed out computer scientist in War Games, Tom Hanks' father in You Got a Mail, and a firefighting official in Towering Inferno. He won a Golden Globe for the Slap Maxwell story and an Emmy Award for the Best Supporting Actor in Peter Levin's 1987 small screen legal drama, Sworn to Silence. Sorry. Some of his recent credits include Ray Donovan and a recurring role on The Boardwalk Empire, for which he won 2 Screen Actor Guild Awards. Looks like that's them at the Golden Globe. In the groundbreaking 1980 hit 9 to 5, he was the sexist, egotistical, lying, hypocritical bigot boss who tormented his unappreciated female underlings, Jane Fonda, Lily Tomlin, and Dolly Parton, until they turned the tables on him. So look, that's Dolly Parton right there. And then Jane Fonda and Lily Tomlin, whoever those two are. Which I'm sure that's one of them. That's both of them, which I don't know who. I want to guess. This one's Lily. This one is Jane Fonda. So let's look them up real quick. Jane Fonda and Lily Tomlin. I think I was right. I was right. Yes. I was right. I'm surprised I actually knew that. You can tell just by looking at the person and just judging what their name is. And they're both pretty old. Okay. I actually knew it. Oh my gosh. I mean, it just looks like her name would be Jane and her name would be Lily. Like it just looked like that. No, sorry, this will be Lily. This will be Jane. Or which I forgot how. In 1981, he was Fonda's caring, well-mannered boyfriend who asks her father, played by her real-life father, Henry Fonda, if he can sleep her visit during a visit to her parents' vacation home on Golden Globe Pond. Opposite Dustin Hoffman in Tootsie, he was an obnoxious director of a daytime soap opera that Hoffman's character joins by pretending to be a woman. Among Coleman's other films were North Dallas 40, Cloak and Dagger, Dragnet, Meet the Applegates, Inspector Gadget, and Stuart Little. Oh, I know that movie. This is the only movie I know. Inspector Gadget, I've heard of the cartoon or whatever. He reunited with Hoffman as a land developer in Brad Silberling's Moonlight Mile with Jake Gyllenhaal. Coleman's obnoxious characters didn't translate quite well on television, where he starred in a handful of network comedies. Although some became cult favorites, only one lasted longer than 2 seasons, and critics questioned whether a series starring a lead character with absolutely no redeeming qualities could attract a mass audience. Buffalo Bill was a good example. He starred Coleman as Buffalo Bill Bittinger, the smarmy, arrogant, dim-witted daytime talk show host who, unhappy at being regulated to the small-time market of Buffalo, New York, takes it out on everyone around him. Although smartly written and featuring a fine ensemble cast, it lasted only 2 seasons. Another 1987 slap Maxwell story, in which was a failed small-town sports writer tried to save a faltering marriage while wooing a beautiful young developer on the side. Other failed attempts to find a mass TV audience included Apple Pie, Drexel's Class, in which another newspaper showed in, which he clashed this time with his younger boss, who was also his daughter. He fared better in a co-starring role, The Guardian, which had him playing the father of a crooked lawyer, and he joined the voice role of Principal Prickly in the Disney animated series Recess from 1997 to 2003. That's what I told y'all about. I only watched that show one time. Underneath all that bravado was a reserved man. Coleman insisted he was really quite shy. I've been shy all my life. Maybe it stems from being the last 4 children, all of them very handsome, including a brother who was Tyrone Power handsome. Maybe it's because my father died when I was 4. He told the Associated Press in 1984. I was extremely small, just a little guy who was there, the kid who created no trouble. I was attracted to fantasy and I created games for myself. As he aged, he also began to put his mark on pompous authority figures, notably in 1998. My Date with the President's Daughter, in which he was not only an egotistical with the president's daughter, in which he was not only an astrological self-abhorred president of the United States, but it also clueless father to a teenage girl. Dabney Coleman, his real name, was born in 1932 in Austin, Texas, after 2 years at the Virginia Military Academy, 2 at the University of Texas, and 2 in the Army. He was a 26-year-old law student when he met another Austin native, Zachary Scott, who starred in Wild Red years in other films. He was the most dynamic person I ever met. He convinced me I should become an actor, and I literally left the next day to study in New York. He didn't think it too wise, but I made my decision, Coleman told the AP in 1984. Early credits included the TV shows as Ben Casey, Dr. Kildare, The Outer Limits, Bonanza, the Mod Squad, and the film The Towering Inferno. He appeared on Broadway in 1961 in a Call on Kirpin. He played Kevin Costner's father on Yellowstone. Twice divorced, Coleman is survived by 4 children: Megan, Kelly, Randy, and Quincy, and the grandchildren Hallie and Gabe Torrance, Louis Friendelli, and Kai Coleman Mian Canelio. Can't pronounce it. So many hard names. My father crafted his time here on Earth with a curious mind, a generous heart, and a soul on fire with passion, desire, and humor that tickled the funny bone of humanity. Quincy Coleman wrote in his honor. Oh my gosh, my voice is tired now. Let's search up. Yeah, it doesn't say why he got it. That's going to be it, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Trevor Press Buttons. Again, I really appreciate you tuning in. Go check out my new podcast right now, the Tech Podcast with Press Buttons. It is available now. Go check it out. It is a great podcast. I hope you all enjoy it. And make sure next Friday is the Tech Podcast, or the Movie Goer with Press Buttons, May 24th at 8 p.m. Make sure you're all ready for it. It's going to be a great time. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for listening. Have a great night, everybody.